Archangel's Journey. I'm Shakira. So, got the window open, a little cool breeze coming in. It's a little warm in here. And I wasn't feeling so hot, so I wasn't able to make a video yesterday, even if I was watching price action. And fun fact, I'm failing miserably at putting myself in a drawdown. At least on Monday, I like made randomly. I mean, very randomly. Like, this is how you could make money without even learning diddly squat, which is terrifying. Terrifying. Okay. Just it, press the button, hope, see what happens. I do not subscribe to that, and it's entirely at that point pure luck. Pure luck. I don't recommend precision, following a process, knowing what you're doing. That that's the way to go. All right, I have my screen up here, so I'll be looking this way. Figured we could take a look at yesterday's price action with the 10 a.m. FOMC I guess, interview, whatever, with Powell, and the, again, whipsaw awfulness of these things. Trading them after the fact is definitely a good plan. If that sounds like a good time. Oh, and I also want to show you my afternoon trade and why I was thinking, why I closed it out when I did as well. So let's get tanny. By the way, my hair is out. Last day, getting it done today. I'm gonna feel like a real girl again. All right, let's head over to our E-mini S&P. Let's connect our paper trading. Yeah, it's gotten a little busy up in here. So as always, I have my NASDAQ down on the bottom here. Oh, can't see all that. Let me see about making myself even tinier. There we go. I just want to be underneath the price. I need to check over here and make sure. Okay, so, and let's also pop up Forex Factory, just so we know what's going on with the news. Okay, so we're at Wednesday. Non-farm, oof, 8:15, that's gonna be rough. And whatever trade balance is, then 10 a.m. Powell testifies again. Oh my goodness. What jolts? Oh, it's a rough day. It's a rough day. Lots coming on this week. Okay. All right. So first things first. Let's dip to our 1 hour. And yes, it's a little busy. They haven't made it all the way down to this sell side. They stopped and turned around a bit. And I was absolutely positively wrong in terms of my projections yesterday. I thought we were going to continue upwards after this is where it's unpredictable, right? Asian range, CBDR range. I mean, honestly, let's adjust this downward since I was wrong. Wrong as hell. So this is 2 standard deviations. And just let's go 3 standard deviations, see what that looks like, which would have overlapped us with this new week opening gap, and then they stopped at this bullish order block on the 1 hour at a higher time frame one up there. But what's fascinating, I have this bearish order block right here on the 15 minutes. So let's pop back over here on the 15. Why did I say bearish? It's a bullish order block. That was oh, I was feeling pretty craptastic yesterday, so who knows what the hell was going on in my brain. In any case, so we had this bullish order block. They came back down to it, paused a little bit, and then kept going. So in the afternoon, around 2 o'clock, came around at 2 o'clock, and by the way, let's go to the 5 minute here. Let's make that ginormous. Okay. seeing weird behaviors. So around 2 o'clock, because I took a nap, right? And I woke up at 2. Let's put that down. And I wanted to see what what five handles looks like approximately on the 1 minute, right? So I came in at 2 o'clock, and just so you know, I'm not joking. I got, I put 4 contracts on, and I sold. This is the seventh. So at 2:27, I bought 4 contracts at that time. And then at 2:44, when I hit about 5 handles, I took off 2, a little over 5. And then I took off another one at 2:52. And then I dropped the rest at 3 o'clock because it felt like it was struggling too much. It wasn't decisive. It was way too choppy. It didn't want to go any lower. So I was like, nope. So about around here was at 2:52, or is that, yeah, like about here is when I sold the last one. I was like, nope, I don't trust it. Anyway, so I, came in at 2 and I was waiting for stuff. And then what was I doing? This Fairly Gather hanging out over there. And see, that's 2 o'clock. So yeah, I came in about 2 o'clock here. There's no Fair Valley gaps in this general vicinity. I didn't leave very much, just order block. So I was waiting for something, right? And this breaker block is what I saw, right? So because price had been or dropping, I guess you could also call it a mitigation block too. So I was expecting price to hang out in this general vicinity. So when it came back and it was respecting it, tapped it. Let me see here. Oops. So my first order was at 2:27, 4 contracts. So I bought right here on this candle, and I have my stop loss actually above this guy. So it would have looked, why? Because, look at the way the bodies were just tapping into the breaker block or whatever, and there's this fair value gap right here in this space that I was also watching, and I wanted them to stay inside of it. So I had these two things up, and I was just watching how they were respecting the bodies of these things, right? Even if it went up above it. So I bought four here. And I had thought to myself, if it came back up, once it started dropping and it taps it again, I should buy another 2. Still too scared to press the button on that, so I didn't do that. So I was using this from my entry, which was somewhere in the middle there, approximately. And we can probably see the exact price for my entry. History. Okay. So I did market orders. What's the time on that? Come down. This one. Yeah, so there's the 4 contracts right there. 3991. That's where it got filled. So right about, oopsie, up, up, right there. So it got filled right up there. So I was in a pretty good place. Stop loss above here. And the 5 handles. So 5 handles is about, 3991 to 3986. 5 handles. Boom. So I was using that to measure. So once, I got this, it tapped, it hit there, I took 2 off, and that's the 550. So you see I took 2 off right there, and the time was at 4:44. So if we let Let me move it this way. So 444, 3, 4. So there it is, right there. Beautiful. 5 handles, easy. So then I was like, all right, cool. I have 2 more to let it ride. And it was just, look at it, it was just chugging and chugging, just not doing anything. So then I took off another one at 252, right there, because it was just slow. Like, especially after the way the day had just been like, we were just coming down, nice, strong candles in certain places. It was very annoying. And then I took the last one off at 3 o'clock at 39.85. See, right when this candle was coming back up, I was like, nope, we're not taking my profits. So I ended up basically doing like 5 handles for the whole 4, but it just felt like it wasn't going anywhere. Anyway, so that's what happened there. And then it obviously rolled up, and it was like 4 o'clock. I was like, I'm not doing anything. It's probably gonna just sit still, which it did. All right, so let's take a look at this fun stuff up here. So things that I'm still working through, and I'll delete all of this for now. We don't need that. I was trying to like guesstimate the range, and we'll do that for today's stuff. Because this range would have been nice if they gone up here, but they didn't. So all these blue lines are new week opening gaps, new week opening gaps, um, something to aim for bullish order block, and they seem to have found themselves into a range here, something like that. So we're in a bit of they've come back into a bit of a premium. So that's fun. Not to mention on the higher time frame, go to the daily here, they've worked their way quite they worked their way up into the premium and then dropped into a discount at the halfway point of the bigger range. So from here to here, right? It's the bigger daily range premium discount. And then they made their way, it's hard to see with all the stuff in there, but this is like the midpoint between the ranges. So it's like technically a premium, like a mini premium discount in between. Mini premium discount in between with these two right here. Anyway, so given that that's what they've done, and there were interesting SMT divergences. Let's focus in on what's happening here. Yeah, so they've just, after all that fun stuff, they just kind of like started ranging, and they're done for the moment until the news that's going to come out today and more conversations. Then we'll see what else they want to do. I'm going to save that and open up my new week opening gap. All right, so this is just all new week opening gaps. And look at what they're doing. They're just hanging out inside of this lower new week opening gap. They're just hung on the top of it. Oh man. Another reason to not to be aware of what all of these line items are. Now, ICT had us, you know, tape read a setup in this general vicinity right here for a long back up. So let's dip into that for a hot second, right? So once it dropped, let's go into the 1 minute. And let's look at this style of setup, right? Which is fascinating. So I'm going to, so he was noting the base, and I'm going to remove this when I'm done because I don't want to clutter this particular, this is just for my new week opening gaps, right? Base of that, we had another one here, nothing there, nothing there, bearish order block there. So what happened? We dropped. We were things, this fair value gap right here. We're watching once we had this shift, we're watching how price behaved around it, right? So you notice how the bodies are just tapping into it, doing the damage, but you know, not crashing through it. Good sign that you can go long, right? So um aiming for the base of this guy because we're in a very, very short day, a lot of movement downward. So, you know, the potential for a reverse, a retracement is very, very, um, is, you shouldn't expect it to like shoot all the way back up. So, but you can expect some kind of quick retracement back up because, everything can't go down in a straight line. Sorry, let me, drink strawberry banana today. Any case, so if you're aiming for something above this, then that would have been a perfect little spot. Or if you're aiming for the base of that, could have taken it right there. And did they tap that? Wow, look at it. They tapped the 2.5 perfectly. Look at that. Perfectly. Personally, I would have just been aiming for that. And what kind of so if we'd gotten, they're tapping in here, so you're looking for something from there. You'd aim for this guy because you want a small thing. You want your stop loss below this guy, so 16 and 53 ticks. Yeah, not bad. Good little run on that retracement right there. But look at the way it formed, right? After a big drop, they rolled through an important area. Then they failed to make a lower low. And I can take this off. And then they made a shift past this order block. And then this fair value gap basically behaved as support. And the down candles supported the up candles for the most part, right? The body went down a little bit below this one, but combined with this and this order block right here, I think it's not bad for a quick move, right? And then of course, if I'd been awake 10, well, after 10:30, I was kind of just watching. The other option would have been like, um, I don't know. Let's see, because I really didn't assess this. So we had a shift here. It came back up into this order block, not really anything there. Uh, this up candle now becomes a breaker block because we've shifted below it. So, um, yeah, because we were supposed to be continuing up and we broke down. So bearish breaker block right here. So another opportunity potentially right here with this breaker block. Do we have anything? We had a small fair value gap right here. With that shift, you kind of don't want to see them go much higher than this. Sorry, let me just zoom in. Right? So you could have been like, all right, so break a block, start here at the body, something that's inside of the fair value gap, right? And then, we have these lows, so they're gonna most likely get lower. So from an aiming perspective, like what are you looking for? Take this and that base right there and wanted something below here. And we got it over here. Would have been a soupy time to get it, but at least you have a nice entry. Very choppy. So, top of that order block right there. It's right up there. Midway. Let's do midway. and then you would be right above that for a thing, and then you're aiming for that guy. And you would have gotten it. How long would that have taken? From about there to about there. 39 minutes. Wow, that's not bad. For 22, no, 88, sorry. Wow, why did I say 88? Weird. Huh. For 88 ticks. And let me just make sure I'm not doing this wrong, right? Could have also tried this guy and done that. And then this below right there could have also been a target. This guy would have also worked. Just taken a little, it would have just about grazed it right there. Yeah. Cool. Dig it. Just want to see like overlaps. That entry. That's right about on it. That guy right there would have given us a little bit extra. Would have taken longer. 92. Not bad. Okay. So a lot of opportunities after the news and just understanding that it's all kind of a bit of a miasma because you see how it started to move after that, right? It wasn't super like swift or anything. Okay, but this type of scenario I am definitely going to be looking for. And here's another option, right? So this is at 12:20 during lunchtime. So let's see. They rolled in, and yeah, I know this is all hindsight and all that jazz, but I am looking at price and I'm trying to understand what's happening. So it is what it is, right? So I'm just seeing. So we had the shift and we came back up and we came in here. We are bearish order block right here. Are we still inside this breaker? Hold on, let's see. It's the very base of it. They dropped the breaker and then they rolled up and look at the bodies still inside of the fair value gap, right? Just gonna delete that quick. We don't need all that distraction. And then they're at the new week opening gap. And look, after the break, we have this fair value gap. We respected that guy, so we can, get rid of that. And then we had this one right here. But then look at the way they're behaving at the base of the gap, right? So then you could probably like, take an order from here and drop it down with looking for something under here probably. What would that have looked like? Let's see. Let's do that from an aiming perspective. That. And then let's do a short. This is a shorting kind of day from right here. That's probably where I would have taken it. Stop loss above the new week opening gap. And then this is sell side down here. So we're looking for the first one below it, which would be that guy right there. Nice. Now, if they make it like halfway, so that would have been 72 ticks. Lots of shorting opportunities yesterday. If you're, aware of where things are and all that jazz. Lots of shorting opportunities that I'm starting to see. Now I'm curious about this horizon thing. Oh look, so midpoint is where they were midway between this fair value gap and that fair value gap. They kind of created a little hangout spot, and then they busted up into this small fair value gap. How small? Is it even worth it type of small? Let's see. Because if they're respecting it, and I need to adjust. Sorry, hold on. Let me pull it across. And let me fix it right there. Yeah, so they came up just wicks. Probably could have taken a short from there too, given all this. Once you saw that, and then write it down to this guy. So many ways to get in and out of things, just out of curiosity. If you started seeing it just sort of wicking to it, you might have been like, all right, let's get the base of that. If I'm wrong, it'll go above it, stop loss, really small. And then I'm curious to see, we didn't really have much of a, let's go right there. So, and except one got right inside of there. We obviously got in there. We could have just ridden it all the way down to this guy. That would have been 64 ticks. Nice and easy. Nothing's nice and easy when you're trading. Everything is work. But gotta be able to see these these areas and things. And look at the way they behave around the new week opening gap. So once 4 o'clock hits, that was the end of that for me. That was all by three. And I was looking to see if there's other things, and I just left it alone. And then we've just been meandering around. Okay, moving up now. Oh, Kitty wants up. Hang on, let's give Kitty an opportunity to come hang out. You coming, buddy? Come on. Come on. You guys haven't seen Kitty for a while. Hang on. Let's see if I can share my kitty, keep my kitty cam. Kitty is back in business. Say hi, buddy. Yeah, Kitty's doing better. Oh, my little man bun. All right, so we've eked our way back up to the bullish order block. Fun. All right, let me move my five handles indicator here because I just like to see. Because I mean, if that was real money, that would have been like $1,000 on four things. Clean up a bit. And I don't have this new week opening gap sorted out. The one they moved away from 399825, 3987. It's not a very big one. That's why you gotta like reference multiple things. Let's take a look at the Dixie. Because that definitely rolled up into that volume imbalance that's been hanging out. And look at it, took it all. Wow! It took it all yesterday. All of it. Good. Wow. Okay. And then it came back down. Let's back out to the 15-minute. So this volume imbalance has been there for quite some time. I've had it noted on my charts, and I have to say thanks to ICT for everything that I'm learning. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had this on the charts at all. And then there's this fair value gap up top, so they rolled up into it. Now they're back to the old high from a while back. Sorry, I was just delineating, yes, this old high right here. What a little high, there we go. So the dollar is pretty strong at the moment, so it was risk off yesterday. So let's see how it behaves today. We do have small reasons for this liquidity void right here for it to come back down to just below this high. There's, let me clear that out. Just doing some mini analysis there. They came in and hit everything that I popped in the rejection block, didn't even stop them yesterday. But it is a point of targeting. But look, just after whatever Powell said. So we have 8:15 non-farm. Today would be like, from my perspective, suicide trading, honestly. I mean, how many things? What about, and then Thursday, what do we have? Unemployment claims, uh, non-farm employment, unemployment rates. It's a very rough week. It's a very rough week. Anyway, so what have we traded up into right now? We've broken out of this range, which is nice. We're heading towards this order block. We're at the very base of this bearish order block right here. And let me just note um, this fair value gap. And it's another set of bullish, like a mini bullish order block. So breaker blocks, bearish. I always mix them up. So if this is a breaker block, because price went up, not down. Okay, yeah, wrong direction. Sorry. Still need to stay on top of that stuff. So got this order block right here. We'll see what they do. I'm just gonna note it. And let's just go bearish. Really? No. Let's make it red to note that. And let's go to the 1 minute and see how it's behaving around it. Okay. Oh, I'm using my new week opening. Naughty Shakira. It's not the right one. Sorry about that. You know there's one right down here, so they're coming into uh, equilibrium right there. And they already took this guy out. And they're back at the order block, so I don't need to delineate that. Okay, so let's see. They're at that space. There's this fair value gap right here. The question is, do they choose to respect it? They've already busted through it, but we have this order block right above it, so I guess I will just go ahead and delineate it. And let's make that red. And let's just say, so -0 B, so less typing. And let's look at the 1 minute. Okay, have we done any shifting really? Nope. Still just curling up. Gotta make something. We gotta break a few eggs here. So I want to see them. If we're gonna go down, I want to see them like. Oh, you know what they're probably gonna do? They're probably gonna try and they're shifting it back up so they can deal with the conversations today because price is gonna drop even more probably. And we'll see how they behave around this. And the Dixie is okay. Let's go to the 1 minute. Consolidating. Well, on the 15-minute looks like consolidation. The 1 minute, yep, still consolidation. They're still in the space, but it's going up a little bit. You can take that out. Just playing around that volume imbalance. And we are at equilibrium. Still a premium, but at equilibrium. Anyway, so while that's playing around, let's save that. Let's do this and make sure I can see exactly what's happening so I don't get lost. And let's go do a bit of back testing. The Dow really trades very strangely. Let me look at this thing. I mean, in comparison to everything else, it trades very strangely. Let's look at it. Well then, that's fun. Not much to work with there. Let's do the weekly. And sort of been hanging out in this void. Yeah, I don't know that I wanna play with that. Let's do the NASDAQ. Okay. So we're at this bearish order block from the weekly. Just gonna note it. Let's change that to red. And let's do weekly. Negative OB. And what do we have? Trade down into this small fair value gap down here. Just want to see where we're at. It's weekly. Let's go weekly FEG. Can't type. Okay, and what looks to be a breaker block. So we have a low here and a low here. Well, they're almost kind of equal, right? So I don't know if I would call this a breaker. Or should we use those and then that becomes a breaker? Because they haven't traded below the body of this breaker yet. So I'm going to delineate that as a breaker. Let's make that purple. Gotta get used to doing this on a regular so I know where the heck things are going. So I'm curious about how that's framing itself. Let's take a look at the... do I not have the NASDAQ on here? What happened to my second? Okay, whatever. Let's add it in. New paint on the bottom. Thanks. Let's get some, let's change that to candles. Okay, anything different? Looking like it's all in sync at the moment. Okay. And, all right, so those are the things that are in view. So they're inside this weekly breaker, and they tap the weekly fair value gap. We're hanging out with this bullish order block right here, and now we're at this we call it a propulsion block, maybe bullish order block. And did they like tap the general vicinity of this void? This not void, volume imbalance on the daily? Let's see. Fascinating. Okay. So if we're going to try and trade any of this, let's see if we can trade some let's drop down to like say the 4-hour, and then let's do a little CV1 direction. Replay. Click. All right. Click. Okay. Crap. All right. So on the 4-hour, I'm gonna note this high right here as buy side. It's very big. Let's go to the 1 hour. Oh, it's just one big, wow, that was a pretty violent move right there. So we're inside of a fair value gap on the 1 hour. And as a volume imbalance, I'm gonna take that off since it's already been traded to. So no imbalance here. There's one all the way down here. So I'm just looking at targeting. And there's a weekly breaker down here and an hourly order block right down here. Right, nice. So let's get down to the 15-minute and let's see if we can't trade this on the 15 or 5-minute time frame. And this is 3rd of February. It's last week. Was there news last week? Let's check. Not last week. Let's go back. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's a Friday. Okay. Oh, there was non-farm employment change at 8:30 on the 3rd. Dang. Okay. Let's see what time it is. Oh, it's 1:45, so I can get the afternoon. So this is probably the um this is the non-farm payroll drama. All right, so let's get down to the 5-minute. And looking like we've shifted a little bit. Where's the opening price for the 3rd? Somewhere over here. Yep. So this guy, that guy, in that general vicinity. So midnight opening price, and where's 8:30? Right there. So it opened there. Okay, so we have midnight, we have 8:30. So they were just hanging out around there. Then it traded up to 8:30, dropped, came right back up. And now we're back to that. Okay, so what are my options here? Time's at 2 o'clock, so maybe we can catch something between now and 4. Let me just delineate the time so I'm not. It's about 4. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for time-wise. So 5. It's a tiny fair value gap there. I'm not going to worry about that one. See what's around me. Come up here and all of this. I mean, my preference would be that it didn't come all the way back up here, but if not, order block right there, weekly order, negative order block there. Not a bad plan. Now, this fair value gap, I'd like to see if it can hold price because it's been holding it, right? So maybe we'll use the sell button down here and targeting. I'm going to keep it simple down here. Let's specify sell side right there. I'm coming into the semi-blind, right? Ah, dang it. I moved my time indicator. Let's see. See, 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, right? Okay, so I want something in this general vicinity. So we've done some weirdness. We're above midnight, so and maybe what looks like a rejection block right here. We've dropped. Nice shift. I'm gonna go bearish. So that dropped, recovered, took out everybody who went short here. and then came back down. Very unpredictable. I mean, very unpredictable. Okay, up, head. All right, let's move this forward. So if it taps this thing again, I'm gonna drop it in because I want to, and I might, 2 o'clock right there. Okay. And who says I could have already missed it too? Bearish order block right there. Maybe there's respecting that, but it's not what I'm looking for, so I can't get in. So they've made these relatively equal lows right here. So I want them to come back up. Did they make anything juicy? Nope. Nope. Price is pretty balanced. They're just hanging out at the opening price. Yeah, it looks like I've missed it. I might be able to catch something during the 315 to 345 macro. I don't know. Yep. There it goes. See, now they've left this. Now, let's back up a bit. It's pretty close. That's practically the same. 12507 on the 5 minute. Let's see. In terms of targeting, let's use this. Oops, not that. Let's use that guy. That base. Right there. There. That's whatever's below here. This guy. So maybe I'll have like an opportunity for like 5 handles or something. Come back to that. Most likely we could have seen like an opportunity with the lower time frames. I don't see as much with the 5 minute, but let's see. Fair value gap right here. They're coming back up into this order block. Back to the opening price. Now, if I were to take it here, then this order block, let's say I were to sell right here, and my stop loss would be above here. Let's see. Because they're turning this into like support, right? So come down to this guy. Where is my target? Just below it. Let's let me switch to this one. Test that out. Okay, so let's see. Can we get that? Move that over to the right. Now, if you can't make it below here, then we might have a problem. But I gotta get used to these styles of entries. Up, back up again. Now this bothers me. Now we're looking at this here. I've just entered here. I'm gonna flatten that right there because I might have a potential for a better entry if it goes back up. So I could be wrong. What time is it? 4:15. I got lost. Well, I got a quick hit, but what spooked me was this lower area here. And from that entry right there, approximately, somewhere 12,643, 12,624. Oh, not bad. At least 5 handles. But let's see what happens next. And then it gaps down to that. And then fills the gap. This is after 6 o'clock, so I wouldn't have waited for that. So this is why I was like, oh, it's too close. I'll take what I can get in that time frame and keep it moving. All right, so let's take one last look. Oh, good. So it respected it. This would have been a good opportunity right here between here for a short. Five handles, most likely. It's where's my five handle? Yeah, coming down to this guy. So small ranges for the day. They moved a lot yesterday. Okay. So that's what I would have gotten away with, you know. Still very cautious with my trades, right? But I should get comfortable. Like order blocks right here. I came back into the order block, opening price, and then I was able to get a small swing. And then they gapped down to top the sell side. Not cute. Anyway, it is, I don't even know how long we've been talking. 50 minutes. Let's call it for the moment. So I'd like to start work a little early since I was out sick yesterday. So happy trading, be safe, and drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you feel like it. Secure out.